Good morning, everybody. Just gonna sort out my laptop so that I can see comments and stuff. Waiting for Julia to finish over in Wales. Good morning to those of you that are. Let me just update this and see, can I find me on here? Morning. Right. There we go. Make it larger on here that I can see what's going on. Let's see. There we go. There's that. Okay. Let me get rid of the sound. There we are. Good morning. Sorry, you got the back of my head there for a moment. Nice and wet with Julia, I see this morning, as it is here in Cornwall. Morning, Jan. Just give it a couple of minutes for everybody to come across from Wales. That sounds good, doesn't it? We've come across from Wales. Good morning to everybody. What have we got? Jan. And another Jan, good morning. And Carol, good morning. And Mandy, good morning. I have to look over here for comments because that's too far for me. Oh, my glass is not on. I can't see anything there. Morning, Kelly, Tracy, Julie. How lovely. How nice to see you all on a Sunday morning when it is so miserable out there. But it's not a storm. It was a bit drafty down here in Cornwall, I have to say. It was a bit drafty. Morning, Margaret and Rose and Amanda and Debbie. This is lovely. How nice to see you all. Hope you all had a lovely Christmas and New Year and all of that sort of stuff. We had a storm, didn't we, last week? Gosh, I have to say I've never known it quite so rough or so windy. And we're at the top of a hill and it comes across the valley at us. It was very loud. I spent the night, for the most part, sat with the cats. I think I did an insomnia quilting moment as well, so that I just spread the love of being wide awake in the world. But yeah, it was a bit drafty. Fortunately, touch wood and all that, we were all good, and as far as I know, all my friends were all good, although there was some awful things went on down here in Cornwall. But there we are. Right, so you all seem to be coming across now. I've missed a few comments, I'm sorry. I'll go back after and acknowledge you all. Who else have we got? So, Debbie, Carol, Elaine, Sarah Jane, Kim. Fast trip from Wales. It is a fast trip, isn't it? Better than normally going up that M5. That M5 is horrendous. Lish, good morning. Rosemary, Sonia, Judith, Julia, hello darling, thank you for your last half hour. I think we've been thinking along the same routes as fabrics, you know. Annette, Dorian, is that, my eyes aren't here, Moya, Felicity, Tony, Pamela, Joe and Sarah. Morning, Mrs. Tosh. Janet. Right, I'm going to leave it there because there's loads of you here and this is just fabulous. Right, so what have I got for you this week? I've had a bit of a week one way and another. I had to clear my table. And those of you that know my studio, this is just like horrendous, yeah? Because I have my sewing machine and all and it's always a mess. And I had to clear the whole thing off because I had a full-on class on Friday. I had a full room. It made me tidy, it made me clean, it was quite good, but it also made me find fabric I'd forgotten I still had. So when I do a mystery quilt, if I'm supplying fabric kits and stuff, I tend to hang on to some so that if anybody runs out or you want a bit for the back in or anything like that, I've got it. And I have a section that I sort of semi-hide. And I sort of looked at this and I thought, oh my gosh, there's a whole load of laundry basket fabric up there, all the lovely blues, and I thought it's no good sat there now, so I need to do something with it. So I've been, like Julia, I've been chopping stuff. So what I have for you this week, this is why I'm laughing. Julia just showed you lovely packs of fat 8s. I've got lovely packs of fat 8s, but mine are all blues and they're all laundry basket stuff. Okay. They're just, well, we know that the laundry basket from Andover Fabrics are just gorgeous to use. So somewhere I've got 2 lists going on with 3 pages and God knows what here. So, fat eighths. How much are fat eighths when they're at home? That's the quarters. I've said quarters, actually it's eighths on my hopeless. I need an admin person, it's no good. So you've got 10 fat eighths there, so it's like a metre and a quarter of fabric in total. And they normally work out at £17.50, so I've got one at £12.50 because I don't need them in my studio. And they're gorgeous, and I think you ought to have them and use them in your sewing rooms. All right, so that's those. Then, because I've got loads of them, I had now we have, they're fat quarters. So if you need a bigger pack. All right, so they're the same lovely blue fabrics, all laundry basket handover. Fat quarters, instead of 35, they're 25. Bargain. I need to get them gone, so I've got quite a few of them cut. I've still got a bit on the bolt, so if anybody else wants stuff, then I can do a bit of meterage, but not masses of it. All right. And then I did some 6-inch by width of bolt cuts. So those are you that like the long ones. So again, there's 10 fabrics, 6 inches by in effect 42 inches usable. Laundry basket. Now, how much are they? Where are we? 6-inch. So they should be 21.40. So they're 16. All right. So you've got over 1.5 meters of fabric there. So bargain, bargain. And then I really lost the plot. I'm looking all around and I'm tidying and I'm like, yeah, there's 10 fabrics there. And then I look behind me and I thought, oh my gosh, I have got so much blue. It's quite scary. So I then went into a different mode and I'm thinking, oh, Mabyn scrap quilt, all in blues, how gorgeous. So Abby had this bright idea and she then spent hours cutting up pre-cuts. So what have we got on here? Let me get this right for you. There's 34 different fabrics, and I could have gone on and added an awful lot more. 34 blues. All right. So, and they're 10 inches by 3 inches. I did them before, if you remember, in the multicolour, which seemed to go down really well. So I've done them in the blues. So if you want a bit of fabric to supplement your scrap and stash, if you're like me, I like scrap quilts, so all sorts of everything chucked in. But if blues is your favourite and you fancy doing, they're very useful, certainly for this one, because you can get 2 or 3 petals out of each bit. You'll have a quilt done before you know it. Add all your own to it and it'd be really jolly. So they're 10 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so they're just on there as blues, all blues I think I've called it. And they are, what we got, 34 fabrics, 1 of each. They should be £9.50 for a pack of that, because you'd be surprised how much fabric you've got there. I'm doing it £7.50 today, so if anybody wants, nice little bargain, £7.50. I've spent the last hour because I got carried away and I landed up cutting all of this last night. I've still not finished packing all of these, and I hadn't put anything on the website, so I landed up the last hour. I've been listening to Julia and going like mad on the computer to get these on the website for you. So those 4 offers today are all now on the website, Abbieanne.com. all right, so yeah, I'll go back through them all in a bit. So what was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, any orders, you're going to get a pair of quilting gloves free. Don't ask me why, but I have an awful lot of these available, and so we're doing a bit of an offer. Any orders, you get a free pair of quilting gloves. Now they're usually about £6, I think, something like that. But when you're doing your order, do put in comments, do you want small, medium, large? Otherwise you will get whatever I put my hands to, and I will just post you whatever I feel. And if I happen to know you, I might get it right. And if I don't know you, I could get it very wrong. So we've got freebies. All right, goes with every order. There we are. Isn't that good? Right, now, that sort of leads me on with these scrappy bits. Both of these, actually. be it all blue or multi, to the mystery quilt. You'll all be sick of me saying about this, but we kick off on the 20th or thereabouts of January for the mystery. So Andy, bless him, he's a little darling, made me my new ruler. And I think I showed you it last time. I now have lots of stocks of this, which is really good. Well, I say lots. No, I haven't got that many, but we've got some at the minute. All right, so this ruler, 4.5 inch square there with all your normal measurings. All right, so if you were doing a sample quilt, it's called a sampler ruler. So if you're doing a sample quilt, that's your sort of, if you're doing a 9 patch, that's your square, isn't it, with its seam allowance. And then the ruler itself is 12.5 inches long, so that's your block with its seam allowance. You've actually got measurements both sides, so you can use that, but you've got holes up this end. It sounds good, doesn't it? So you've got hexagon hole, get around the right way from this side, then you've got the diamond for your tumbling blocks and such like, and your stars, and you've got your Dresden petal hole. All right, so they all fit when made up into their standard patterns really, really well into a 12-inch block. Hence, sampler ruler. You've got everything you need there to actually make your quilts. Oh, Tom's shouting at me. Can you hear him? Sorry about that. And then the bits that we've cut out, Andy, bless him, has resized those. So you've got a hexagon, a Dresden, and a diamond that, if drawn round this time, will fit really nicely into like a 10-inch block, 10-inch block. So you've got 2 sets of sizings. So this is normally going to be 20 quid, but it's actually on 17 at the moment. All right. Now, it brings us on to the mystery quilt, because actually this is really, really useful for the mystery quilt, because the mystery quilt this year is called Noughts and Crosses. And put that there a minute. And there's lots of Dresden. I'm only going to show you bits of this, you're not going to get all of it. Lots of Dresden, and there's embroidery if you want to do embroidery to these things, but you don't have to do embroidery if that's not your thing. You could do these by hand over papers if that's your thing, or you could do them with Bondi web. It's fine, it'll work, it's all good. I'm looking at you here, and there's an email just come in, and it's totally blanked out my screen. Sorry folks, now I can see you again. Yeah, so we've got lots of different Dresdens going on. I'm not going to show you any more than that. And half of it's Dresden type stuff, and they've all been varied and messed around with, because that's me, that's what I do. And then half of them are traditional pieced squares, all right, except that the patterns aren't traditional. I've just sat and drawn and made them up, so it's all a bit different. All right, so it's noughts and crosses in effect. And then I've also done, I just did this the other day to show you, there are packs of fabrics that go along with the mystery quilt. So mystery quilt, you can have just patterns if that's all you want, if you've got more than enough of your own to do with. You can have the backing fabric, which is actually a very dark bumblebriz, if you wanted it. You can have scrap packs to help out if you want. You can have a pack of long quarters for of these fabrics and 1/2 metre of this one in the middle if you want. But you don't have to have anything. You can do it all from your own fabrics and just have the patterns. All right, so all of that is over on my website, Abbieanne.com. Right, now let me see over here. I'm just gonna have a little look at comments and things. Oh, look at that, I got a big kiss from Andy. Mwah. Or was that Joe? I don't know. It looks very good on there though. It's a real squawk going on. Thanks very much. Dresden square on the looks fabulous. Thank you for that, Carol. It's part of the mystery quilt. I'm not going to show you the rest of it though, so it's all good like that, you know. So if you want to come and join us, come and sign up. Morning, Fran and Jenny, Lisa, Stella. Blues are my favourite. Yeah, Carol, I know blues. You need to buy more, because I've got far too much here. Far too much. Morning, Jill, Francis, Margaret, June, Janet. Oh, gosh, there's lots of you. Okay, so what's time anyway? Oh, 1/4 past. Right, so we've got loads of time really. So what's been going on? What's been going on? Quilt behind me. As I say, I was doing stuff before Julie came on and I didn't actually get myself all together. There is a pattern for this quilt. Let me move out of the way. There we go. And I'll move Tom out of the way for a minute. Okay, so this particular one is called Mabyn Scraps. And I've done it so that it uses up what you've got left of charm packs. Okay, so that becomes the backgrounds. So you've got a 5-inch square or a 10-inch square for the larger ones in the centre, and scrap. All right, so basically I'm going to hold you one closer. All right, every single square will come out a bit different because I do advocate that you do the centres all weird and wonderful. All right, the pattern gives you different shapes as well. So these are all nice pointy ones. I tend to like the pointy ones, but there are also rounded ones. All right, so, or mix them as you would like. So the whole thing of this is use up everything you've got. Any of your charm pack leftovers are really good. All right, this looks actually fabulous if you've just got it in a one sort of colour tone. Carol did it first. She did one all in blues. What I have got down here is one I prepared earlier. Okay, is your cushion made from the larger with a few added extra bits. So of course, as you can imagine, how good's that? They're going to work really well for this, if indeed you want it. I'm going to do some kits up, I think, for these. And then look, there's the other one in a different colourway. So I think I'm going to be doing up some kits with some instructions. So you've got the patterns and a pack of wonderfuls and some backgrounds. All right, so there we go. So that's Mabyn Scraps. It's available just as a pattern, but you can add to it whatever you want. All right, now the other thing that I thought I would do this week, and I hadn't said to anybody, let me just get this down. I pinned it up here for a minute because I didn't know if I would have time and things. Ooh. Okay, so a lot of you all know this pattern. This is Shop Cat. So this is Tom, who he's disappeared. He's gone out into the rain, bless him. Sat on my cutting mat because that's what he always does, looking at my fabrics behind me, which you can probably recognise that. But a lot of you have had the pattern, and when you've seen this around the shows, you've wanted this fabric. Now let me show you up close. It's Cat's. It's back in stock. So if anyone's got this pattern and wanted this outside edge, it is now back in stock. All right, and I'm intending doing up a few kits for this for around the shows. So watch out for pattern and fabrics and add your own bits to it as well. See, I do love scrap and all these little bits and pieces. It's good, isn't it? So yeah, so that's Shop Cat. If anybody, patterns available, fabrics available separately at the minute. I haven't made up the kits yet, so I'm looking at that. All right. Okay, there we go. So I've had a bit of a week this week. I'm not impressed with life at the moment, I have to say, other than the fact that the weather's been horrible. I lost one of my cats this week. Baby Gray's gone. Well, I'm not very happy about it. But it's the very best thing for him. Can't do for me, it has to do for him. So I'm not impressed. I'm not happy in life. So if you catch me and I'm not in the best mood, you'll know why now. All right. So I apologise for that now. But that's left Gingy on his own indoors because he's the house cat, and Gingy is now being spoilt beyond belief, and he has to sleep on the bed, which he's never done before, which is really good, and he's behaving himself so well. I think he's still looking for Gray's brother for a minute though. But there we are. So if you catch me on a bit of a bleh, you know why now. All right. But it has to be done. You know, mad cat lady and all the rest of it that I might be, you have to do what's right for them, not what's right for me. And then I've also been visiting Wendy. If you're watching, morning Wendy, who's been a bit poorly. Hopefully you're feeling better today, and I'll hopefully see you later. All right, have a good day, and I'll see you later. Right, so that's that one. Now, we did the mystery quilt. We've done the sampler ruler. We've done Mabyn scraps. Retreats. 3 Amigo retreats. What's the time I know? It's 19 minutes past. That will do. 3 Amigo retreats. We've got some spaces on air, which is coming up soon. I think we've got some on Newcastle. I don't know about Coventry. We've certainly not got any on Basingstoke. That one's full for a minute. All right, but do keep a lookout on the website that Andy, bless him, has been sort of organising and keeping an eye on. It's the 3 Amigos retreats. Okay, so you can Google that now and it pops up if you want to know about the retreats. Well, my reason also for saying that this morning, there was a question came up on my Facebook this morning. Something in my coffee, that's not nice, is it? Fancy committing suicide in my coffee when I'm not looking, that's not good. Yeah, so somebody asked about the workshops. Okay, how we do our retreats. There's usually the 3 of us. You might only get 2 of us on some of them, depending if Julia can be persuaded to travel or not. So we offer workshops. We don't charge for the workshops. Okay, so that's not included. The workshops come free within your pricing. Yeah, you don't have to do them if you don't want to. All right, it's perfectly okay. We don't mind. But how we run them is we sort of like do this is what we're doing and how to do and what we do. Who wants to take part, and then we ask you to buy a little kit if you wanted to take part. That's how we get our money out of things. All right, you don't have to do it. It's not a problem. We don't mind. I mean, people will be doing it around you possibly, but the whole thing is you get 3 full days on a retreat that you can either completely do your own thing, or you can partake of some of the workshops or not, because there's usually one a day. But it's totally up to you. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. It's totally up to you. What I would say always with our retreats, if you're coming and you don't want to do the workshops, that's fine. Bring something you might need help with, perhaps, or you've been putting off, or you've got stuck on. You've got 2 or 3 of us at least as retreat leaders who can help you. And if we don't know something, there'll be somebody in the room that does. Believe me, there's all manner of different capabilities within our retreats. And it's a bit of fun. There's no pressure to do anything you don't want to do. It's literally come and enjoy yourselves. So I'm sure Andy will give updates and things, or quite possibly in his bit shortly from Norfolk. Up there where it's always sunny, as Julia said, and I'm sure it's blazing sunshine up there today. We'll see. But yeah, so he'll carry on with retreats, I'm sure. I'm going down my list here now. Right, hang on, let me check. Let me just check. Oh, that's very kind of you all. Thank you for all your good wishes. Other people have children. I have furry cats and dogs and things. So to me, it's a little bit worse than perhaps for others. I don't know. I could be completely out of order saying that. I don't know. But anyway, so thank you for your best wishes. He will be greatly missed. He was 15 and a half, so he did very well. He was a little old man. Bless him. Right, carrying on. Insomnia quilting. Some of you have found this. I might have. I can't remember what I've mentioned to you or not. I really can't. I'm losing the plot at the minute. I don't sleep brilliantly. I think a lot of us don't sleep brilliantly. So if I'm sat stitching in the middle of the night, I do a live. And I sit there with a thing around my neck with my phone on, and I'm stitching away and wittering to you. So it's back to the wittering days, only now I do it in the middle of the night. So I do it as a live, and there's actually quite a few people starting to join me. I'm not going to give you a day of when I'm doing it or a night of when I'm doing it. It's just as and when it happens. So I've started a new group on Facebook called Insomnia Quilting. So if you want to join me, please do. I put it on the main page as well, because that's the way the Facebook Live works. And then I transfer it over to Insomnia Quilting as well. But just out of interest, Tom's just trying to get in. He's trying to get in the drawer over his, sorry, he's just appeared out of nowhere. Tom's the cat, the black cat. So yeah, insomnia quilting. So I had a lady in here, we were doing beginners and stuff, and she was mentioning about this, that and the other thing, and she thought this was a brilliant idea just for a bit of company through the night. And she said, why aren't you on TikTok? She's a younger person. I have no idea what TikTok is. I don't know. I don't understand these things. So before the end of this class, she's got me set up on TikTok, and now my insomnia quilting things are on TikTok. So if ever you need just to sit and have a bit of company, you'll find them on TikTok as well as Facebook, and I think I've put them on YouTube. Do you know there's so many platforms now? Julia's on about this a lot, I have to say. She's got it sussed. I ain't got it sussed. I did a live on YouTube just for the hell of it the other day. We'll see if I can cope with it to do them at the same time as Facebook. I think she's very, very good. I'm not. Okay, so that's insomnia quilting. Right. Website. Yes, my website, as some of you know, went down before Christmas. It is up and running for the moment. It's all good. Thank you, George. Much appreciated. I will be having a new website built, I think. And we'll transfer everything across to there at some point. So we're still Abbieanne.com, don't worry. Please go and investigate, and purchase would be fabulous. Right, okay, what we got here? Thank you, everybody. Lots of more nice. Right, so I'm going to do a quick run back through, literally quick, because we've got 5 minutes before Andy would want to come on. For those of you that missed it, laundry basket fabrics. All right, I found that I had 10 bolts of this lurking, so I need it gone. So you've got bargains going on. So there's fat 8s. I'll get the right bit of paper again. Where are I? Fat 8s. Oh, instead of £17.50, they're £12.50. Fat quarters, which are rather gorgeous. You've got loads in there, obviously. They're usually 35, they're going to be 25. Just got them gone. 6-inch strips across the width of the bolt, so they're about 6 inches by 42 usable. And instead of 21, they're 16. Okay. And this is not good, really. Look at all of these. Look at all of these. So there we have 34 pre-cuts, 10 inches by 3, and they're all blue. 34 different blue fabrics, and I could double that. That's terrible, isn't it? So help me, buy some, get them gone. All right, so I think they are perfect for Mabyn scraps to supplement your own stash. I'm not saying that's going to do the whole thing. You supplement your own and use. All right. I should be doing kits for these, but they make lovely cushions. Doobie like that. And I did just have a thought whilst I was doing this. I'm gonna make. I'm back. I thought you'd lost me for a while there. I do apologise. Weather's still not brilliant down here, and a lot of connections aren't good. So I'm going to make the Mabyn scrap design. I think I'm going to make a block bag. The girls were talking about this the other day, so I'll make up a block bag, I think, as a pattern for everybody using this design. I quite like that idea. So what else have we got? Don't forget there's the multicolour black packs as well. Don't forget the mystery quilt. Kicks off on the 20th. You can join us at any point after the 20th as well. That doesn't matter. It's just that if you want to be in from the start, we need sign up before 20th of April, and that's when I post out. It's all by post, no downloadables. They're fraught with worry on getting things sizing and all the rest of it. So I will be posting out patterns on or about the 20th, the first ones. All right. You're going to get, I don't know, probably half a dozen blocks a month over 6 months to make your quilt, and it's going to be good. Right, so we're going to be over to Andy now, Crafty UK. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your best wishes. I had to say it because I just don't feel myself at the minute. I do apologise. Yeah, so over to Andy in Norfolk now. He's Crafty UK on Facebook, so off you go. Thank you so much. Love you all lots. Have a lovely day. I'm going to stretch forward and turn this off now. He's going to be there any second. Be lovely.